Good morning, everyone. So today we're looking at Roman numerals. Okay, so Roman numerals again is a bit of a tricky one. So I'm going to go through this PowerPoint. Hopefully you understand what to do because it will have a little help guide that you just refer to write in the answers, and it's always there to help you. If you want, make a note of it on a piece of paper for when you actually complete your task. So it says Simon is a shepherd. He wants to count his sheep. He marks each sheep once, and at the same time he makes a mark on a piece of wood. There you go, he's marked them one by one. When he gets to the fifth sheep, he crosses through the first four marks. So that shows us 5. For the sixth sheep, he makes another mark and continues counting. So still counting sheep, 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep, 4. And here at the moment he's got, there's your 5, and that's a 6 and a 7. After a while, all the sheep are counted. Simon has made these marks on his piece of wood. So we know the ones which have got 4 lines and then 1 cross through it is worth 5. So we're going to count them in at 5s. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, and then there's 4. So it's 84. That was a bit tricky. Now, how did you read the marks? I counted up in 5s because I found that easier. Or maybe count each group and then multiplied by 5. People have counted things like this for thousands of years. Sometimes it's useful. We call this a tally counting. The marks our shepherd made are called tally marks. So this represents a tally. Millicent is another shepherd. She has 86 sheep. Write down 86 on a piece of paper using tally marks. Now that will take you forever because you'd have to write 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 until you get to 86. Now, it took a long time. Tally marks are very good for counting things, but they are not very useful for writing down big numbers we already know. For example, if you were to write down 1,743, it would take you forever to do that in a tally chart. They can also be hard to read because it can be very confusing. We need to know how to count in 5s very well. Even then, it can be easy to make a mistake and nobody can read them very quickly. People began to think of quicker ways to write down numbers. So we're going to look at a system called Roman numerals, which we all know are ancient Romans' way of writing down numbers. So, the Romans were originally the people who lived in and around Rome in Italy over 2,500 years ago. At one time, they ruled lots of Europe and North Africa as well as some of Asia. The Romans were inventive and also learned lots from the people they ruled. The ideas spread around much of the world. The Romans had different symbols from us for writing numbers. We call these symbols Roman numerals. We think they might be based on tally marks. Lots of people had similar systems, but the Roman numerals are ones we can still see today. You might see them on a clock, on a watch. You might have seen numerals on clocks and old buildings. So, let's look at how Roman numerals worked. Just like Simon and Millicent, the Romans used I to mean 1. The shepherds used a tally mark like this to mean 5. The Romans used the letter V. So 7, you write 5, 6, 7. So you'd have to write a V and then I to show 7. It gets a bit complicated, but you've got this guide to help you. You'll have these to help you on each page. So we've got to work out how to write them. So now I is 1. So I is 1 add 1, which is 2. XV, X is 10. V is 5. So 10 add 5 is 15. V is 5. V is 5, I is 1, so I'm going to add them, so it's 6. So we've got X, 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 so 3 X's, that's 1 X is 10, so 3 X's are 30. Then I've got a 5, so that's 35, and I've got 3 1s. So 35, 36, 37, 38. Then I've got X, X, V, I. X, X is 20, add 5, which is a V, 25. I, which is 2, is 27. Got them right. Feel proud. Right, instead of writing I to mean 4, the Romans just wrote IV. 5 take away 1 equals 4. So the way they wrote 9 was 10 take away 1, which is IX for 9. Now I've got to go at these. So XIV. So X is 10, IV is 4, so that's 14. XX is 20, IV is 4, so it's 24. X is 30. Ix is 9. So 39. X is 20. Ix is 9. So it's 29. There we go. They still weren't finished. If our shepherds wanted to write down 50, it would look like this. L. Can you think of how they wrote 40? So if 9 is Ix, which is 1 and then 10, what do you think 40 would be? IV is 5. So 40 was XL and C meant 100. This guide here, if you want, write it down on a piece of paper or a whiteboard and use that to help you when you do your task. Here are some things to remember about Roman numerals. Always write the numerals in order from biggest on the left to smallest on the right. But remember the special combinations for 4, 9, 40 and 90. If you have more than 3 of the same symbol in a row, you've made a mistake. Remember to use the special combinations when you can. That's I things to remember. Now move to slide X and try to do VII questions. Now, slide X would be 10. V is 5, IA was 7. So let's jump straight to 10. What number has been written here in Roman numerals? LXV. So LXV. L is 50. X is 10, that's 60. And V is 5, so it's 65. XXIV. XX is 20. IV is 4, so that's 24. II means 2. VI. V is 5. I is 1. So VI is 6. Now 85. So 50 is an L. Then 30. And then 5. 24. 20 is XX. 4 is IB. I'm looking at this each time I'm doing it. 59, so it'll be L, and then a 9 is IX. Let's see. There we go. It is a bit tricky. Again, I've just said, use this as much as you can to help you. If you want practice with a grown-up, give them a challenge at home. Give them a number and say, write it in Roman numerals for me. Here's your help. Practice, have fun with it, play around with it. The more you practice, the better you will get. All the best. Take care, guys, and hopefully this helps.